What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. We are back for another round of AOR Oceania for season number 5 on the Xbox One platform. We're here for round number 10 here at the British Grand Prix, as we're going to have a look at the drivers' standings. It's 125 points between New Zealand Ryan and Alan Hugo. You can check out where your favourite drivers are. We're still for P14, still yet to crack the double figures mark on the 9 points. Ferrari have got a 124-point margin in the constructors over Toro Rosso and Alfa Romeo. Got a pretty handy gap over Red Bull in position 8 there. But yeah, first things first, apologies. There was no, obviously, track graphics that I usually have at the start of this video. Main reason was that I'm not the one that makes them, okay? It's basically, it's an AOR thing that's all the track maps. I only just do the little minute little details, you could say, just to like spice it up a little bit there. But yeah, it wasn't done for this round, unfortunately. Hopefully it's rectified for the rest of the season as well, because pretty much after this round, of course, was the 2-week break, which, as I'm recording this, we pretty much go back to the racing straight back into it. Well, when this comes out, I think it'll probably, this video will come out on the Friday. Obviously, we'll go back racing on the Sunday around Germany. But across the line, first lap, we did a couple of laps here. We actually started out on the medium tyres and just didn't quite nail it coming back into the pit lane edge. Only just, like, minute, it might have been like half a kilometre or something over, maybe. I don't actually know. But yeah, obviously, we started out on the medium tyre strategy around here.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 28.6.
We're at 1 minute 28.6, which at the time put me about position 6, 7, I think it was at the time. But of course, since then, a lot of guys have improved their lap times and dropped down to position 9, just ahead of my teammate, is that Matt. But yeah, obviously, medium tyres was obviously just to get a feel for it, really, because I did put a bit more practice into it. Because, by the way, if you haven't checked out the previous round around Austria, then you go check it out before you come and see this one. But spoiler alert now, if you haven't already seen the Austria video. Yeah, basically I was sort of like questioning where my pace had sort of gone for that round. So, but I did put a bit more practice, like I was saying, into this round to see whether I can just get a decent result and get back into the points. Because, well, I mean, you could say it's been a fair drought. Obviously, Canada didn't have that unfortunate incident where it was pretty much all my fault with New Zealand Venom, and then obviously missed France. Austria was complete and utter shocker, really.
We've only got
pretty much, I mean, the last time I got score points was pretty much Monaco, and I think my best ever result so far this season has been in Spain. Probably around 6th or 7th from memory, I think it was. But yeah, I put a little bit more into practice, and I've kept the camera angles like I had the same ones that I did in Austria. I've kept it for this round in Great Britain to see whether it would see what would occur, whether it's still about the same or not. But this flying lap here is actually my fastest lap of the qualifying session. I'll show you why in the next lap anyway. But we actually set a personal best. No, the personal best. The purple fastest middle sector there. Actually stole that away from my teammate. Is that Matt, who he set that, I think, on his like second flying lap, I think it was. So yeah, sorry about that one, Matt. But we come across the line, jump up into position number 7, or 1 minute 27.297. That feels very much indicative of the times you want to be setting around here. Although, saying that, a few guys are in the 26s. So we're just on the bubble a little bit there. And I felt like if I nailed the final run here, I could get myself into the 26s and maybe put myself in a fairly decentish position. Because I think, what was it? Austria, yeah, I think the last couple of times. No, I'll take that back. Canada, I think we just got, yeah, we definitely inside the top 10. But obviously Austria, we're outside the top 10. But definitely wanted to try and get back inside the top 10 per se. And actually out-qualified my teammate as well, because I think he's got the wood over me in the qualifying, and excuse me, and I think also in the race. So let's have a look here. We're going to stick a board here. And I'll tell you what, I was cutting it really fine margins, I've got to tell you. Obviously set that flying lap, the last flying lap you saw there, and had about 5 minutes to go, so I pretty much just had to flat attack straight back into the pit lane. Had to cheat the system a little bit there, but obviously going about a 60k over the speed limit coming into the pits, but just basically get quickly into the garage, put the new set of softs on, get back going, and away we go. And thankfully we had about 30 odd seconds left of the qualifying session left, so it was looking, it was all fine and good, let's put it that way. So anyway, we'll stick aboard here because we are setting a good time here at this moment.
Come on, keep pushing.
There's Jeff's just giving me a bit of rev up here coming through turn 9 here. We just run a little bit too wide and just invalidated my lap time there, which, yeah, I was pretty furious at that one. That little cut. It's just like very, very minor, I think, really, but just running a little bit wide there. But I decided to just keep going with the lap time, see where it would have put me had I got this lap right. So I think we're about nearly half a second. No, sorry, let me take that back. What was it? No, the 4/10 quicker in sector 2 there, as we are looking pretty decent here. We probably would have set into the 1 minute 26s, and if I'd set the proper lap time, we would have got ourselves into the 1 minute 26s. I think it was like a 26.736, and had to have a look at the qualifying results afterwards, because had I got that lap right, I probably would have been around position 5, just there behind that laggy person and Ellis and the Butler. But in the end, it finished up in P9. Yet again, Ryan gets pole. No surprises yet again. 1 minute 26.255. That man's on a mission, really. Rain up in position 2. Mars Berserk again, showing us a good pace. Laggy, Ellis and the Butler is doing a pretty decent job as well. My teammate outside the 10. But it's time to go racing here for the British Grand Prix.
Don't do anything reckless today. Just take it easy and we should have a good race.
It's definitely the plan, Jeff. Welcome to the grid, guys and girls, for the British Grand Prix under perfectly clear skies, which is a rarity around Britain, to say the least. But race strategy-wise, it's a pretty simple one-stop strategy around here. It sort of depends what you can get away with. If you can not burn up your tyres a lot, then softs to mediums, which is what the strategy I'm going to do. Yeah, that's you can get away with that one easy. But if you burn up your soft tyres a lot quicker, then you have to do softs to hards around here. But I think someone also is very keen on in this one as well to get the lobby started. So we have to pretty much rush through that one a little bit quicker. But we got it in time there as we set off now for the formation lap.
Okay, go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. So obviously myself in position 9 and my teammate outside the 10 in position 11. I think he's doing the complete opposite strategy, starting on the mediums and then going onto the soft tyres here, as we get a very good bird's eye view here of both the Mercedes and the Racing Points cars. Nice ghosting as we come back, as we complete the formation lap here. But yeah, I really wanted to do here, well around Britain, because it's been one of my bogey tracks recently, especially, well, obviously the last 2 seasons, got caught up in a little bit of drama in season 3, and also, also last season where it was completely and utterly wet, and somehow Fens did the nose stop and got away with it, and went on to win the race, obviously. But
be ready with the clutch.
Yeah, let's see whether we can get a decent result around here. So here we go, we're all set for round number 10, the British Grand Prix, 5 red lights. It's a long hole, but let's do it around Silverstone, and it was a decent start off the line here. So I'll try going around the outside here of Pomps of the Wind, getting a nice bit of ghosting through there. There's quite a few guys actually ghosting through each other, so maybe I'm not the only one that he's an alien, I should say. But coming down into turn 3 now, as we lose a spot there to Brazuca, but was having none of that. Decided to dive it straight back up the inside, and somehow managed to get the spot back. I don't know how I did that, but actually, sorry, I'll take that back. We're going side by side through there, and somehow managing to get away with all that. But Brazuca, I think he's going to dive it around the outside here, and I was getting word as well that I was lagging quite a little bit from obviously my teammate behind, so I just decided to just back out of it and let these quicker guys go through here.
Not a great start. Let's get back on track.
Yeah, we'll get onto it, Jeff. Don't worry. We'll try and get back onto it. As Derick Kid tries to put a move on, is that Matt. Now, I'm not sure what happened during qualifying with both Alan Hugo and Derick Kid, because, well, he probably would have saw with him and Alan Hugo. He retired very early on in qualifying, but yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there with Alan, to be honest. I was still a bit puzzled about that one. Same thing we said for Derick Kid as well, but whether they got some strategy up their sleeve, they thought it through, I've got no idea. But Derick Kid round the outside, don't mind if you do, and gets the position around, that was, what was it, turn 15. Don't go nuts at me because I don't know the corner names off my head at the moment, but I'll try and get that with a different track map around here. But here we go on to lap number 2 now. So we've jumped obviously a few spots here in position number 13. That was at Stowe, by the way. I've actually just changed my track map on my iPad here, which I used to record the videos anyway. So just sort of just trying to settle into a bit of a rhythm here. And looks like there's a fair bit of battling going on, as always, in the mid-pack. It's always seems to be heating up right up in the mid-pack. Obviously, Ryan and I think Rain have definitely pulled away here by the looks of it in the bottom left of your screen. But just settling in behind my teammate here and just watching all the pack up ahead, seeing what was happening with those guys. But just nice rhythm through here. Not really pushing the car through here because didn't want to feel the dirty air quite a bit as we lose the back end quite a little bit here. As oh, someone's gone off there. It's Berserk. He's out of the race.
Green flag.
Master Berserk's out of the race. Now, not sure exactly what happened there with Berserk. It didn't look like he was got tangled up with somebody there, but yeah, that was a very weird one. Whether he ran wide or something, or whether he actually got caught up in another car, I don't exactly know. Maybe Berserk will probably mention it maybe if he watches the video back. But anyway, that's
DRS has been enabled.
a bit of an up and down season, I think, as well for Berserk. He's had his fair share of good results and bad results, and that's another bad result for him, unfortunately. So anyway, on to lap 3 there is we've got a spinner. That's Ellison the Butler, who is making his F1 debut this weekend. Obviously raced 4 races in the F2 season. Had some fairly decent pace, and he was looking pretty good. Let's see what happened here with the highlights.
So there's just so much action going on the space of the few opening laps here. It's just absolutely crazy. We've got Pawns to the win, top banter. We've got that laggy person and Butler. Laggy person just goes past Stowe, and there's a little bit of contact between that laggy person and Butler. Butler has spun into Stowe then. So what has turned to be a very good start from Butler. He has lost it a little bit. I don't think he's got damage though.
Well, from what I've seen with Ellison and the Butler, he's shown some pretty decent speed. I think he's won like 1 race and been up thereabouts on the podium here, but this was a bit of an awkward one with he and Laggy going into Stowe there, and unfortunately for Butler, he's been spun around, has to wait for literally every single person around here. Here's a slow-mo action of it. This is Laggy trying to go around the long way around here. Now, this one was taken to the stewards, and I'll try to remember if I can remember it a bit later on, because yeah, I think someone copped the penalty for that one, but yeah, I'll try and remember it a bit later on, because yeah,
Green flag.
there was a possibility of a penalty or just letting that one ride, but I think possibly Laggy may have copped the penalty, but I'll definitely tell you that one, what happened there a little bit later on. But lap 5 here is looked like someone's off the road. There's Brazuca. That one really stunned me and my teammate Matt, because literally we were just driving through the corner, coming through turn 4 and 5, that little section there, and just all of a sudden you just see Brazuca's name drop through the list, and that was a little bit of a sideways moment coming through turn 4 there. But yeah, we were totally and utterly shocked, but we'll take that. We're now, both of us are now into the points, so looking pretty decent maybe to try and get a double points paying position as we lose the rear end coming through Maggers and Beckett's there. It's really put me off there, so I had to let off the throttle there and just let Ellison and the Butler go through. So now puts him back up in position 10. Did have to learn how to drive the car a little bit as well during this race, because you can see as soon as I dropped it was maybe one gear too low.
Let's increase ERS
You just see
deployment to
there
upper pace.
like that lap and the last couple as well. Just see I could just lose the rear end when I dropped
incident has been cleared. Let's
dropped the
get back
gear
up to
maybe
racing
one
speed.
gear too much. So I had to learn that during the race, just to try and avoid doing that. Just doing that maybe at certain times, but just keeping it in the high gear so I just don't lose the rear end there. But I think that was someone, I think it was one of the Williams. Might have been Kiowas that had a little bit of a spin. It might have been through Magnus and Beckett's. But we set a personal best lap time there to start lap 9. We have dropped away a little bit there from LSC and the Butler. I think, Top Banter's actually come into the pit lane there. So I thought that was a very, very early stop for Top EV. But I'm not sure whether he went on to the mediums or the hard tyres there. But we cut now onto the end of lap 9. There's a lot more people into the pits. So we've got Butler, Poms, Death Row, Laggy, Rain, I think is all in the pit lane on that lap 10 here. And let's just keeping on pushing on here to see what the pace was like. You see, if you come to the end of lap 10 here, I think Ryan's now into the pit lane, our race leader. So we're just continuing on here. We actually set a personal best lap time, and this is all done, by the way, on pretty much, well, if you count the lap in qualifying as well, plus, 10 odd laps, yeah, pretty much 11 odd laps, isn't it, on these sort of tyres. It was fairly decentish pace on pretty much worn out tyres there as we cop warning through Magnus and Beckett's there. And look, Britain
is 6.7 seconds.
Britain can be a bit of a corner cutting track as well. There are
Stood
certain
stopping this lap.
corners where you can get corner cuts, and I was trying to avoid it as much as I could, but did cop a few warnings along the way. But now we're going to come into the pit lane here, as this was pretty much, I thought, well, I knew Ryan was probably going to catch up here, but I thought, like, I didn't really want to argue with it on track anyway. Just thought I'd just get out of it and get into the pit lane. So now onto the medium tyres we go. Nice stop from the Alfa Romeo boys, and away we go. And I think Conrad is also in the pit lane as well. So we are going to drop down a bit further back. Someone else is in the pit lane. Is there? Or no, it might just been us two there, I think.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into
So
those
we
tyres.
come out with pretty much fresh air, just right behind the other Williams of Kiowas, who I don't believe has stopped. I have to query that one, but I don't think he's stopped yet. So we will obviously get back up to position 11 there, but now cut onto lap number 13 now as we just run a tiny bit wide, and we get our first time penalty at the end of the, which will obviously go on to the end of the race, like Jeff said. But yeah, that was probably not ideal. Just ran it a little bit too wide there, and well, we have to carry on now. We've got a 3-second time penalty hanging over our heads, but there's yellow flags ahead
Yellow flag.
coming into Luffield here.
Someone's come off ahead
And
of
it
you.
looked
There's
like-
a yellow flag ahead.
Like two certain, what do you call it, turquoise colours? Or I don't know what you call the Mercedes colours, but the Death Row's off the road here. So I had no idea what was going on. Okay, Death Row's actually been disqualified. So
Okay, clear.
even though I thought at the time, I thought, surely not. Please don't tell me that the Mercedes teammates have come together. But let's have a look at the replay.
One extra point can make the difference to either gaining position or losing a position, but watch out, here comes top banter on Derick Kid. Derick Kid almost trying to make the overcut on top banter then, we'll see. And Derick Kid, it must be in a Mercedes sandwich right now. So let's see what Derick Kid can do on a top banter. Let's see, Derick Kid's going to try go to the outside, but top banter really tries to fend off here, but Derick Kid, the switchback Derick Kid has pulled is amazing. Oh, the two Mercedes collided. It's like a Hamilton versus Rosberg moment in Spain. Oh my God, this has gone really bad for the Mercedes drivers. What a controversial moment. I think top banter has got off lightly there, but I'm Death Row. Death Row has lost quite a grip on this top. Wow. Okay, I'm Death Row has been disqualified.
Yeah, you can tell how shocked Jess was when that occurred here, but I probably should apologise to both Mercedes boys here. Like I said, I originally thought that maybe both of them are tangled, but this is how it all started. You probably would have seen the replay, but we got the on board here with Derick Kid in the Renault, so obviously tried to go around the long way This is literally just coming out of the pits, and then goes the other way around, and he gets just a banging of wheels there, and fortunately spun top banter around. Unfortunately for Death Row, he got caught up in that one by accident, I think, that one. So, yeah, that one was really unfortunate there, and I think Death Row, from what he said afterwards, he was just trying to reverse to, like, obviously get going again, and somehow the game gave him a disqualification. So, yeah, a hard break there for poor old Death Row, but we get past Kai was there to get up in position 10, but I think there may have been a little bit of issues, a couple of spots up.
From the issues that the two Mercedes drivers have had so far this race, and there's a lot of people in the chat going absolutely crazy at the moment for what's just happened between the two Mercedes drivers. Oh, top banter's gone off. Oh, he's hit the wall almost. Did he have a bit of contact with Butler? Oh, has Butler got a puncher? I don't know, because Butler's going very slowly. Oh no, he's letting top banter through. I think Butler understands that it was his fault, and huge respect from him. But meanwhile, Roscoe and Kaiwas are going at it. And it's nice to see some respect from some drivers. But oh, look at this, Alan Hugo on that laggy person now. So Alan Hugo passed Stowe into P4, but can that laggy person challenge again?
Yeah, so I think they're on old mediums. Their tyres are 5 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:36.6. You're gaining by over 5 seconds a lap. Keep it up. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
So just obviously getting an update there on Ellis in the Butler's right now. Sets the fast lap of the race with a 29.1, I think it was, but yeah, but it looks, I think it was just a little bit awkward contact, and fair play to Top Banter, because I don't know how he kept that car off the wall there and not get away with any damage there, but there's pretty much good respect there. Butler, Ellis and the Butler obviously let him go.
All mediums. Their tyres are 7 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:31.9. You're closing in by 7/10 per lap.
Top Banter does not have a penalty, but obviously, yeah, Butler was trying to redress the situation and let Tommy B go back through. So, yeah, it's good respectful. I think Butler actually got him back on the hanger straight there, but just looking in front here on lap number 16 here, Top Banter does not seem, something does not seem right there. I don't know what it was. I don't know whether he picked up the front wing damage from that earlier incident with his teammate or not, or something else is wrong, whether he's burnt up his tyres, but doing a little bit of weaving there on the hanger straight here, so I was wondering what on earth's going on here. Is there something else maybe technical going on, maybe an issue with his wheel or something? Just seemed a bit weird at the time. But of course, Top B did come in a hell of a lot earlier than myself, as he actually now comes into the pit lane here, so might be going for another pit stop here. We'll have to check that one. No, he's actually come in and retired from the race, so yeah, a bit unfortunate there for Top B, and been a dour day for Mercedes, really, at their home event. And I mean, you saw what happened at the French Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago with, well, we saw it in the Austria video probably, but yeah, very unfortunate way to end for both Mercedes guys. They are out of the race, but you can see here, just watch a few couple of laps here. Set a personal best at the end of lap number 18 here, but just keeping an eye on that gap on the top left here. It was sort of
starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
We pick up a warning for a track extension there, but was really keen to sort of like get the gap down to Ellis and the Butler here. So there's yellow flags ahead. I think there's been another incident down at Stowe.
Alan Hugo is about to gain another position on Rain HC. Can he do it? He's going to try on the outside into Stowe. And is he going to keep the line? No, they made contact. Both of them made contact. Alan Hugo's hard work has come undone. And that laggy person has got past them. Wow.
Yeah, that was a real shame actually for Alan Hugo there, because he was showing pretty decent pace. I think he came in, I think the same lap as me. So he's really definitely showing some pace here. We'll get an update.
The gap behind us is 17.4 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:32.8.
They're just getting an update on Conrad behind. He's looking good to maybe...
They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 11 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 30.7. You're losing around 3/10 a lap. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Obviously keeping myself updated with Ellison and the Butler, but Conrad looking good to score Williams' second ever point this season.
Gap ahead is 2.7 seconds.
The cut through here, and we get another 3-second time penalty.
For that last incident.
So yeah, that's pretty much put a dower on the things here, because like you heard then, Butler's only got 3 seconds worth of penalties, but now with that, I mean, at this point of the race, I probably could have given up at this point, but I thought, well, why not? Just like decided to push on here, because I had a heap of fuel here. Set our actual personal best lap at the end of lap 23 that you see there, but you just see the gaps on the top left if you keep an eye on it. It was slowly but surely coming down, and I was literally like burning a lot of rich.
Mediums. Their tyres are 15 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:31.5. You're gaining by 8/10. 8/10. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
We definitely got some pretty decent-ish speed here on these tyres late on, but probably it maybe has something to do with the fuel. Probably maybe the difference.
This is your final lap of the race.
With the fuel numbers maybe, because I put quite a heap of fuel in, because I knew, especially around the long straights here, you definitely need a lot of fuel. You can't rely on ERS around here. You've got to somehow manage it here as we get really close there to LSE and the Butler, but just couldn't quite get the drive out of here. We've now finally got into the DRS, but of course on the final lap here, but obviously just kept pushing on here, and I mean, if I get the pass done, yeah, all good, fine, no dramas. But obviously, with the time penalties, I was just hoping, praying that Butler would probably get another time penalty. But I think I might be just hoping and praying for something there. But in the end, Ryan takes another victory, takes the win here at the British Grand Prix. He's well and truly dominating this season, that's for sure. But through Maggots and Beckets we go for the final time. We're looking good to get a couple of points here. So we're now obviously trying to chase after Ellison and the Butler, and just pretty much the point of the race where I thought, yeah, I just got to go for it here. Pretty much use every little single bit of rich fuel mixture, every single bit of ERS that I've got here, and to see if we can just get to the line here. Yeah, but it's probably one of the last passing spots here is Palms of the Wind. It's going really slowly across the line here. It might actually be an interesting way to go, as there's a little bit of contact across the line. We do set another personal best lap time, but unfortunately, Palms just does enough to get himself into 7th, Butler in 8th, and obviously myself in 9th there. But I think from what I obviously heard afterwards, Palms had a puncture. I don't actually know how you can get a puncture, but obviously he must have burned up the tyres quite a bit late on in the race. But here's Conrad. I decided to keep this bit of footage in because he's going to score his first point of the season, and the second ever point for Williams this season, so well done to them. If we have a look at that replay. Okay, that is, I must say, I was a little bit shocked when I saw this on my replay cameras after the race. And I even thought at the time, maybe this might be good for a thumbnail, which is pretty much what I made my thumbnail in the end here. But you'll see here the slow-mo here. Butler, I think, gets into the back of Palms there, and obviously just puts him into the wall and somehow tries to ghost his way through the wall there somehow. So, thankfully, no damage done, but, well, a little bit of damage done, but thankfully it was at the end of the race, not earlier on in the race. Maybe nearly like season 3 with what happened with Jared and Greek. But anyway, with another victory, Ryan now takes his winning tally to 9, I think, wins for the season. Not sure what the actual record is for most amount of wins in a season. Yeah, I know Ryan's got that record, but I don't actually know off the top of my head. I'll probably have to look that one up, probably for the next video anyway. But yes, we have a look at the final race results now. New Zealand Ryan, absolute dominant victory, like 20-odd seconds, I think it was in the end, over Rain HC, kept it pretty consistent. Now, like I said, that laggy person, it does says he finished up in P3, but like I said, that incident with he and LSEM, the Butler, got taken to the stewards, and Laggy got himself a 10-second time penalty, which means he drops back to position 4 or 5, I think it was. Can't remember, it was either 4th or 5th anyway, but you'll see it on the screen, which elevates Alan Hugo. My teammate is that Matt, finishes up in 6th. Obviously, myself in position 9, and Conrad running out the points. So, 136 points, the gap between New Zealand Ryan and Alan Hugo. He is always okay in 3rd. My teammate, obviously, way down in position 8, but we're now, obviously, we're still in position 14, but we finally got some points. We're into the double figures for the first time, so that's great news. LSE and the Butler, obviously his first points in F1, and pretty much the only car left to score points is Icarus in the other Haas. But constructors, it is 162 points between Ferrari and Toro Rosso. Haas there in 3rd, ahead of Renault. And you got Mercedes, McLaren, Racing Point pretty close, as well as Alfa Romeo, and then Red Bull and Williams. But there's the overall results. Obviously, Ryan took the victory in Xbox F1. Exodona took the victory in Xbox F2. And the PS4 race, it says Darren 11 took the victory, but I think that one, there's a bit of a steward's inquiry about that one with track limits. So I don't think it's definite yet. So F1 Amazing Hour could still have another victory there, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that was an enjoyable race for my end. Hopefully you did enjoy it as well. If you did, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. As always, you can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more AOR Oceania content on F1 2019, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. As always, you can check out my social media links. They'll be down, as always, in the description, or you can check it up on the top of the overlay there. You can go search those up there on the top of your screen there. But yeah, this was the last race, obviously, because AOR has a 2-week break to coincide with. It's mainly to do with the European side, so it's pretty much out of our hands here. But to coincide with the real-life Mexican and USA Grand Prix. But like I said, this video was obviously done a while back, so when this video comes out, which I hope will be the Friday, obviously we'll go back racing on Sunday for the German Grand Prix. So yeah, till the German Grand Prix that you'll see next time, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.